All right, so we're back for part two. Clearly, we had to get some libations going.
Part two. So.
So we left off at the bathroom breaks.
The bathroom breaks. Okay.
Now, let me tell you something about the bathroom breaks, right? So for me, mind you, because I don't know what's really going on. We just chilling, we hanging, we drinking. Great conversation, by the way. Like when I say like having a great time, like genuinely, just having a great time, like great conversation. I'm like, damn, like you're super cool. Like you're the person who I imagined you to be when I had the opportunity.
Awesome.
Yeah, like when I had the opportunity to finally know you, the way that I guess in my crushing moments that I always wanted to. And so for that to actually line up and be like, damn, I knew you was cool as hell. Like I knew it. I felt it.
Felt it in my bones.
Yeah, I felt it deep down on the inside. So it was like, that was dope. And then like in the midst of it, it was just like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, like this is really dope. Not realizing that like she's gone for a little minute, but I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, might be a line. So then it comes back and we keep talking and she's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom again. I'm like, okay, like somebody, can't hold that liquor. Like, so lightweight. She said she could drink it, whatever. So I guess you got up and left maybe about 3-4 times?
I think it was 3 times.
Something like that. And I'm like,
to my defense, the first time didn't have to go to the bathroom.
What'd you do?
I had to get my life together.
Why you had to get your life together?
I'm gonna tell them.
You gonna tell them?
The second time, I had to go to the bathroom and continue to get my life together. And for me, once I break the seal, it's a wrap. So the third time I went to the bathroom was closer to the end of the date, and the liquor had been flowing. And I'm telling you, once the seal was broken,
so was a conversation too.
What?
You said the liquor had been flowing, and I said so was a conversation.
Yeah. So we had been there for a while because the kids used to practice like 4 hours a night. So
from like 6 to 10.
Yes, or 5 to 9.
Well, whatever it was, yeah.
So we had like 3.5 hours of day because I went straight from dropping them off to there. Where was Micah? Probably with KK.
KK.
Like
you guys met KK.
So the first time I went to the bathroom. Now, look, I try to play it cool. I try not to show much emotion. And most times people can read my emotions on my face. So the first time I went to the bathroom, it was like, get your face together, Sabrina. Like, don't let him see what you feel. So what I felt was, oh shit, okay, this is a whole man out here.
Who's the kid now?
So I was like in the mirror, and it was so great because nobody was ever in the bathroom when I was in there. So I was in the mirror it's like when you're not sober, you have to have that sober conversation with yourself in the mirror. That's what I was doing. But I wasn't even I wasn't even drunk. Like, I just was like, oh, dang. Like, I thought I was coming to see Brandon, the little kid from church, and walked into this whole man who could hold a good conversation with me, and I am clearly older than him, and he's intriguing, and I want to know more, and I'm like, ooh, I like him. But I couldn't show that in my face, so I was like, Sabrina, get it together. Don't you go out there all willy-nilly, all googly eyes. And so I came back out, straight face, kept drinking, kept talking, and the second time it was like, okay. As I'm pulling pants down, get together, Sabrina, because he's going to see it all. And so my bathroom breaks were more for me to just talk to myself, like, don't show all that. Because I was, man, from like the first couple minutes, I was in. I was like, oh. But here's the thing. Previous to us dating, I was praying very specifically for the type of man that I wanted. And I was like so specific about everything I wanted for this man.
Even down to height.
I was. And so it took me forever to actually pray this prayer. And so, it was within weeks. Like, it was really quick that we had a first date and I prayed this prayer. And I was like, no, it is not him. Like, I know this cannot be who I prayed for. So all that was happening.
Mind you, I know nothing about any of this because I'm literally here just to hang. I ain't trying to pull no moves. Like, I'm literally like not trying to like get in her pants. Like, none of that.
And it
like,
wasn't even that kind of conversation
like,
as far as dating. It
yeah,
wasn't
like,
even like
it wasn't even about anything. It was like
it wasn't, like when you go on first dates and you're like, so tell me about yourself. It wasn't even like that.
Nah.
Like, that's not even what this date was.
It was like,
just
so
like,
what's been good? Like,
just
how
kind
you
of catching
like
old friends catching up.
Yeah, that's really what it was. Yep.
And so it was like, okay, God, ooh, okay. So you tell, wait a minute. So Brandon, like, what? So that was like really too. While I was going to the bathroom, because I was like, oh, check. So in my brain, I'm going down my checklist and all these things he is. And at that time, he still looked like Brandon, the kid from church to me. A little different in the face, but he still looked like Brandon, little kid from church.
Who else am I supposed to look like?
I mean, he didn't have all this greatness down here, and he wasn't as filled out. And so he still looked that way to me. And it was like, oh.
Mind you, let me give y'all a little backdrop. We may be able to insert some pictures of what I looked like at the time. But when we first started dating,
they're in a couple of our previous videos.
Yeah, when we first started dating, I probably was like a 34 in the waist, 36 on a good day. I probably might have been 175 pounds soaking wet. As you can see now, your boy a little solid. You know what I'm like 6'2", you know, like 240. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the time, you know, when you were in high school, you know, you high school fine. So, you know, you slim, like, you know, trim. So, like, I was like a stick. But, you know.
As was I. And mind you, I didn't like small guys because I was so skinny. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't start gaining weight until, maybe like 5 years ago. And that is well in my 30s. So, I was like, he little, like.
But the difference was I was filling out because I had been trying to get bigger, but it just whatever. But I was definitely bigger than what I was then when I was crushing. And because we hadn't really like interacted like that in a while, because I had been back and forth a couple times between here and Memphis at that point. So we hadn't really seen each other.
And during that time, we hadn't seen each other.
Yeah, we hadn't really seen each other outside of that previous time that year before, which I was completely different at that point. So as far as body type and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so it was like, it was crazy. So the whole time she's trying to rationalize what's going on. I'm like, man, like this is cool. Like, other than she can't hold her damn liquor, but this is really. But that's not. I mean, because I don't know that she in there trying to figure out, you know, which way is up. I don't know that. But like I said, it was a great time. And then so then it goes, oh my God, I gotta go get my kids.
Yeah, and where we were.
But we had been good and drinking.
Yes, and it's a hike. Like, it's about 30 minutes, real talk. Like, from my house, which was not that far, to Hermitage was about 25 minutes, 30 minutes where the studio was. And I was like, oh, I gotta go all the way out there to get the kids.
And so I'm like, well, look, I'm good. I'll just drive you to pick them up.
And I was like, nope.
And no. I was like, look, you don't want to show up and you twisted. I was like, then two, I was like, they won't suspect anything because they know me from church. So I'm just Brandon from church. So they won't think anything weird because it's not anything weird. Number one, I was like, then secondly, like, you really can't drive. Like,
but he had to convince me because my kids had never seen me with somebody, let alone a guy going with me to pick them up from dance. Like, I dropped them off solo. So why would I not be solo picking them up? And I was like, no, you cannot go. You cannot go with me to pick up my kids. And then finally I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take you up on that. I need you to drive.
Yeah. But that was like kind of our first date.
Yeah. Did we sit in the car that night?
No, we didn't sit in the car that night.
Oh.
It was
the next night.
After we
it was literally like after the first date, it was every day until you went out of town.
Yep, I had to go out of town.
But it was literally every single day. Like, that was like the beginning of us nonstop.
Yeah. So, like, people don't know, like, in the first 6 months of our relationship, we were literally together every day. Even before we even knew what it was, that moment kicked off like constant talking.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, we would go out and we would come back and sit in the car and
Hours.
talk for hours, like face to face. I ain't even talking about like sitting on the phone. Like literally,
No.
we're sitting outside her
my
house
condo, yes.
because we were being respectful of the kids, like not knowing
Right,
that she was
because I
actually
still didn't
dating.
let him
Because
come in the
we
house.
didn't. Number one, we didn't really know what we were doing. We just knew we were going off straight field. It was all fields,
Right.
and I respected it because my thing was I didn't want to be exposed to them not knowing what we were really doing, because it's very serious. And like I said, because I grew up that way, like I didn't want her to change. I didn't want her perspective to change from her children's eyes, because who is this dude? Why him? Where is he coming from? Like, when did this happen? How did this happen? Like, what? Because I knew they would have questions, because for an extended period of time there was nobody.
Right.
And so I just didn't want to come in like I had too much respect for her, because I realized like I wasn't just dating her, I would be dating her children as well. So like I didn't want to like just be all willing. I just respected her, and
And
I
their
respected
dance
them.
schedule allowed me to date him during that time
Yeah,
because
because I was super flexible, so I could do whatever.
Right, they'd be in practice for their 4 hours, and I was able to be on a date or whatever, and hanging out. And so I think that was the beginning of our for real friendship, because we would just sit and talk and get to know each other.
But Micah knew, even though because he was a baby, so he was always around or
Yeah.
whatever. But who he gonna tell? Like, whatever.
But yeah, that was pretty much the beginning.
And then y'all know about the movie date, I think.
Yeah.
And if
The
you
movie
don't,
date.
you need to go back and watch our previous videos. Um,
It was like, was that in our top 5?
that was in our
Yes.
top 5.
So
That was in
watch
the
the
top
top
5
5
video.
video. Yeah.
But what we didn't say about that was the first, after that date, I think that was the first time we said we loved each other.
Oh, so the great thing for me was that all this time we were spending, and there was nothing physical happening at all, not even a kiss. Like, there was nothing. And for me, that was such a breath of fresh air, because it just was unlike anybody else. And it allowed us to really truly get to know each other, and not be clouded by physicality of what people do when they like each other. And it was like, I don't even know that we were like holding hands and stuff. Like, it was nothing. It was just
I
like,
remember the first time you came to my house and spent the night. We didn't even sleep in my bed. We slept
we were watching
at a futon couch. It was a really nice futon couch.
we were watching movies.
Yeah, we were watching movies, and she literally she literally slept on top of me. We were fully clothed, and I just held her. Like, it wasn't anything sexual at all.
It wasn't.
Like, it was
And
just
it was
like,
a futon couch, so it wasn't really big. So it's,
yeah, and we didn't let it out. It was
Right,
still
it was
upright.
still upright.
It was still upright like a normal couch, and we slept the entire night like that.
That was nothing.
But it was like no, none of
We
that.
talked like all night, and then watched the movie and fell asleep and got up and kept moving.
Yep.
And there was still nothing, which was like, oh,
It-
okay.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
It was
And
some.
he didn't even like attempt to try anything, which for me was great, because
It was weird for her at first.
oh no, it was most definitely weird, but that's how I knew that he was my person, because he went against everything that everyone else has always done. So
As much as I was attracted to her, physically and mentally and emotionally and all of that, I was like, nah, I'm not even going to toy with that.
it's perfect.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like, some people be like, "Ah, man, how could you not?" I'm like, but I really didn't. I think for me, like, my desire to want to really know her took over my physical desires.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it was, for me, I didn't go into it trying to make her into my girlfriend or be in a relationship. So, we got a minute 40. Oh, okay. But yeah, so this may be a 3-part series. But no, I never went into it looking for that, and so it evolved organically. But when we did kind of embrace and finally have that connection, it was like way better than like forcing the issue, because there was this foundation that had been built.
And for me, it was crazy because I remember telling my friend, like, oh my gosh, he still hasn't even given me like a kiss. Like, what is happening? And it was just like, it was perfect. And so, yeah, everything happened when it was supposed to, because it laid the foundation of who we are. And our friendship precedes everything. Like, it does. It's the foundation. It's truly the foundation of our relationship, of everything. Everything. Our friendship is what sustains us in those moments where other things don't. So it's really cool.
And then 6 months after we started getting into it, I left.
He left. Part 3. He left in the height of the, oh, I love him and it's so great, and oh my goodness, what is this? And woo, you're what I prayed for. And I told him at that point, like, you were exactly what I prayed for, minus an inch. And then he was like, yep, I'm out. You out now?
And I'm out again.